Is Cat's butthole cut the holy grail for fans? Folks, we're all looking for something to keep ourselves occupied in this current hellscape that we find ourselves living in, but you can only refresh your inbox so many times or check your fridge to see if there's new food in there before you start getting bored. Thankfully, Cats is finally out on digital to help alleviate our boredom. Now, Cats, if you don't know, was one of the weirdest, wildest movies of 2019. We all felt a sense of deep-seated, eldritch nightmare terror that filled our bodies when we watched the trailer for the first time, and then we went to go see it opening weekend where versions of the film with unfinished VFX were weirdly released in theaters and then patched out like it was a day one release of a AAA video game. And then our coverage even made it all the way to Good Morning America. I know, not how I expected to make my TV debut, but here we are.
Horrifying! The stuff of nightmares.
But despite all of its weirdness and missteps, Cats has gone on to become an instant cult classic. It's like a perfect midnight movie. But something weird happened, weird even for Cats, the other day. And we're going to break it down for you right now, but what follows may wind up being just an elaborate comedy bit, but if it isn't, holy crap. Hold on to your bottoms because things are about to get buck wild.
Here we go!
With Cats back on everyone's minds, writer, producer, director, mortal podcast host Ben Meckler, who for the sake of journalistic transparency, also I should note used to write Nerdist News back in the day, tweeted out a very reasonable request. I desperately need a tell-all book about the making of Cats. It could really help me get through this. Which, yes, that could really help a lot of us get through this. I would definitely read that book in a heartbeat. But what followed, no one could have prepared for. Ben got a follow-up tweet from another writer, @JackWaz. A VFX producer friend of a friend was hired in November to finish some of the 400 effect shots in @CatsMovie. His entire job was to remove CGI buttholes that had been inserted a few months before, which means that somewhere out there exists a butthole cut of Cats. Yes, you heard that right. A butthole cut of Cats.
What?
Now, this isn't confirmed and probably never will be because if you were in charge of Cats, why would you come out and be like, oh yeah, we definitely wanted thousands of b-holes in this movie, but you can bet your bottom dollar we're going to get to the bottom of it. Waz continued by tweeting, "Finding this cut is my white whale. #release the butthole cut." When I woke up the next morning, that hashtag had launched 1,000 tweets. People were up in arms, asking people to release this mythical butthole cut on an unsuspecting public. One person, prolific podcaster David Chen, even went so far as to hire Chris Hansen on Cameo, as in, yes, that Chris Hansen, to also make an impassioned plea to release the butthole cut.
David Chen asked me to tell the world to release the butthole cut of Cats.
But it might all be for naught. This so-called butthole cut of Cats might have been just an elaborate accident. Ben Meckler followed up his original tweet with a message from a VFX artist who worked on the film who wished to remain anonymous. There were never shots of cats with buttholes, or at least by design, none that I saw anyway. However, there were a dozen or so shots where the skin and fur sim was groomed or just folded in a way that really looked like very furry lady genitals and buttholes by accident. The task, as typical with CG shows, fell on 2D to paint out the offending articles where it was brought up and spotted. Daily reviews were constant, awkward discussions of people plucking up the courage to point things like this out. Does that look like a fanny to you? So folks, it sounds like this might just be an elaborate mix-up. It was the result of animation and motion capture that combined to create something that looked akin to a butthole, but was not actually a butthole in function. Or maybe that's just what they want us to think. Maybe the Illuminati and the powers that be are keeping this butthole cut back because it could be the cure for everything that ails us. But probably not. But, in the meantime, tell me, what do you folks think? Do you really think there's a butthole cut somewhere out there? Is this just an elaborate joke? And which mythical cut would you rather watch? The butthole cut of Cats or the Snyder cut of Justice League? Let's discuss. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, and also share this video with your friends. And if you want to make sure you never miss a new episode, hit that little bell down the bottom. That way you will be notified whenever we put up a new show or a video drops, and that way you will be up to date on all the latest news, theories, and rumors in the pop culture world. Stay safe, be healthy, and see you next time.